Hi guys, welcome back. This is Grace with the Grit. I film about faith and I inspire people to be more productive. Now today I'm speaking to our lovely Christian ladies in here and giving you a very quick checklist you must exhaust when finding the one, okay? When trying to decide or trying to consider a person, these things are very important. Now this is not a complete list because I am not every single one of you listening to me. I know you have some very specific points, which is absolutely fine to have them. It's absolutely fine to have some specific, expectations in a man and take that list up to God, and I'm very sure he'll be happy to answer your request. But today I'm giving us some very basic, checklist. How do you know he is the one? How do you know? How are you sure? Now the first thing is this: your communication with this guy. How often, how frequent do you communicate? What is, what is the vibe like? What is the energy like? Do you enjoy communication with them? Do they understand that communication matters? Because it's very easy for guys to get carried away by what they do, and I know women are generally the more emotional partner. I know a couple who last week actually celebrated their 20 years anniversary, and the man at a point was talking about how the lady still to this point expects him to constantly call her and tell her how his day is going, tell her what he's doing at every point. And she was trying to say, yes, that may be a fault on her part, but it's something she thinks is just normal. Carry me along. And he's thinking, I'm at work, I can't visibly do that. So I understand that male, female are two very separate and different entities. However, communication is important. Now talking about myself, there's a guy I dated once, and literally this was the reason why I broke up with him, because I understand he was busy at that point. He was starting to build a career life for himself and things were going great, but it demanded so much attention from him. And when I think of it, I feel, he actually didn't know how to merge relationship with family, with work, and all of that. It was a whole lot on him, and I couldn't take it. I was like, you need to understand how to do these things, because otherwise one partner will be suppressed in the relationship. Okay, so communication is key. Whenever I would find myself talking to this guy, we're trying to have a meeting, we're trying to figure out what is not going on, we're constantly trying to resolve something, so that we didn't have that blend, that smooth flow of communication. And as I said in my recent video, obviously this is one of the guys I dated because I saw service in them. Constantly at church, we love God, we love the Lord, but there are many other things you need to check before you say yes to this person. The second point I have, which you should notice, is how does he treat people? How does he talk to people? And also his family. How does he talk about his family? Does he love his family? Does he love his family? Does he love people around him? What sort of stories does he have to tell when it comes to a third party? Not you now, because he loves you, he would go all out. What does he tell you about other people? Now this is very important, because obviously you speak from the content of your heart, right? Anything that comes out of your mouth has been the content of your heart for a while. So you need to understand these are low-key issues, but they are important. They would either make or mar a relationship. They cannot be overemphasized. How does he treat others, and how does he talk about other people? Thirdly, one thing which you must have on that checklist is his choice of words. Does he use swear words? Does he curse? Does he curse and he goes, oh, I'm sorry about that, I won't do it again? And you notice it in and out and constantly and frequently. And again, from the abundance of your heart, the mouth speaks. One person would only say what he has kept in his heart for a long time. So what sort of, terminologies, what sort of jargons come out of his mouth? What sort of, what is the content of his speech? Are his speech gracious? Does he speak to edify the next person? What is the content? Because what you notice as the content of his speech today, maybe about other people, would be what he says to you if you end up getting married to that person, would be what he has in his heart about you if you end up saying yes and agreeing to be with that person. Okay, so you need to be very careful. What are the choice of his words? Now, the next thing which must be on a checklist is, does he have any goals? Now, this can be a short-term goal, this can be a long-term goal, because you may have met him, at a strange time in his life, but he needs to have a vision. A man cannot want to carry a woman along and he has no goals. Where are you taking me to, yo? Like, where are you taking me to? You need to have a goal. Okay, it may now be your role as a lady, as a woman, to help him achieve that goal, but he needs to tell you he has a picture in mind. He needs to be headed somewhere. He can't just be stagnant. He can't just be moving with the waves, with the wind, and let's just see how tomorrow goes. Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to work tomorrow. He can't just be a person who moves with his feelings. Every other day. No, at a time you need to make firm decisions. No matter how you're feeling today, you need to go to work, right? No matter, whether or not you want to work up until midnight, if you have a project to submit tomorrow morning, you will work up until midnight. So at times, you need to be able to violently come out of your comfort zone to achieve certain results. So what are his goals? Does he have short-term goals? Does he have long-term goals? Now, lastly, I did say that this is a very brief checklist, and you could have some other things you want to add into this. But the next most important, which is really just the icing on the cake or the cherry on the icing, is his relationship with God. What is it like? When you guys talk and communicate, when you see how he behaves to other people, that will tell you where he has placed God in his heart and in his life. I know people say today that, oh, some men can fake it, some men can pretend. I know some people come to church to look for partners. No one is perfect, right? But you should be able to tell what his relationship with God is. Number one, if he's a child of God, if he's a believer, he would be proud and happy about it. He wouldn't want to hide that from you. He wouldn't tell you, oh, you'll find out. No. Okay, that's something you're proud about, you boast about. If you glory in anything, you glory in the fact that you know God. So if he's a believer and has a strong personal relationship with God the Father, you should know, and that is a type of person you want to be with. That is a type of person who will also help you personally to achieve your own goals. So those are just the 5 quick points I had. Communication, how does he treat other people, what are his choice of words, what are his short-term or long-term goals, and lastly, his relationship with God the Father. Thank you so much if you've watched up until here. I have another video similar to this one, however, which talks about reasons why Christian girls date wrongly. If you've not watched that one, I'll try to tag it on here or leave it in the description box. If you've liked this one, you will love that one. Give this video a thumbs up before you leave. Kindly share, kindly subscribe if you've not. Until I see you again, I wish you a very, very, very lovely week. Bye.